Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be the BSL Hasuleague Grand Final. I've come a long way to get here. There was a lot of games up to this stage, but this is the final best of 5 to determine who advances to Hasuleague actually after this season. I do believe there's a monetary prize alongside as well. Bottom right hand corner, ByAxer starting as the blue Protoss. Upper left hand corner, we have Fisheye starting as the mustard Protoss. This color Protoss. We are starting off on a more macro-oriented map of Radion, and we'll see how this plays out. Fisheye has been here before. I've said many seasons where Fisheye's been a participant, that Fisheye, top-level Fisheye, can win the entire thing. And he's been here before, but ended up dropping to Doodle, or I guess technically Doodle, if I'm being honest to the full name. And Doodle now actually went up to Pro League this last season. ByAxer, the furthest I believe he's gotten is usually the quarterfinal, but this time making it all the way to the end. I also want to note that Fisheye has gone through a lot of PvP to get here, had a lot of success in PvP, but in the quarterfinal, a lot of those victories came at the hands of build order victories with DTs. That being said, game 1 between Fisheye, was it Fisheye Ghostifer? Yeah, between Fisheye and Ghostifer, Fisheye had an absolutely beautiful engagement on Ghostifer that decided it. So we'll see. We'll have to see. Should be a good one. This time we're at cross positions. So I oftentimes feel that the player who opts to go for Assimilator here ends up in a better situation. I think ByAxer is maybe thinking about it, checking mid-map for proxy. Fisheye going for the clockwise scout. It is going to have ByAxer trailing. We'll see if that throws him off. First gateway finishes. Doesn't look like we do see the double gate here from Fisheye, but it looks like it is going to be an additional pylon. So the gas grab from ByAxer. He is building that initial defensive zealot. And let's see if Fisheye makes his way bottom right as far as a continuation. He's going to have to hold to nowhere. Unfortunately for Fisheye, this is honestly I'm a little bit shocked they decided to go 2-gate on this map in particular. And we do have a second zealot queued up, interesting here from ByAxer, for extra defensive measure rather than going straight into the additional Vespin Geyser. But this is about as far, and I think ByAxer are going to be in a really strong position now to help defend it. First zealot marching its way out, second zealot queued up along the edge, probe moving through, and ByAxer, unfortunately, so he's trying to march that zealot across the map, is now going to see the 2-gate, should turn around. Although might have an interesting situation where he's got that sneaky, oh yeah, he wanted to go 1-gate into expansion as far as a follow-up. And now he's going to have a whole bunch of zealots flooding in his face. We'll see. Is he going to get the Cybernetics core? And what is this? A bad rally from ByAxer as well. He's got 2 probes that are not in fact mining. Is going with the Nexus drop regardless. I believe we saw this previously with ByAxer where he saw the situation and for some reason just didn't react properly in the midst of it. The zealot sneaking by. Fisheye didn't see it. He's just ignoring it right this second. And we got a probe and a zealot versus a zealot and a whole lot of probes now back in the main. This is kind of a cute little maneuver to create a little bit of economic disruption. But this is... Do we have a forge at least behind this? Okay, the forge about halfway finished. I don't think this is going to be in time though. Zealot trying to get what it can do in the space of this. Fisheye on top of it. So that zealot, probe did manage to get a kill, but that's a dead zealot now on the front. ByAxer actually ahead as far as the raw units. ByAxer moved the rest, another zealot in here. This is crazy. ByAxer rallied his second zealot to the front in the space of this. So now Fisheye has 3 zealots out here. He's got a probe along the edge. So outnumbered, he's just trying to, I guess, ByAxer wanting to out micro. 2 zealots versus 1 here. So ByAxer definitely has the worker lead. But and maybe at cross position, he's going to be okay. Some nice turnaround micro right there. Probes trying to come off the line. They want to get a cannon down. If they can just get the cannon down and up, it'll likely be a victory overall. 4 probes pulled. He's losing a lot of mining time in the midst of this. Zealots splitting. The rest of the zealots making their way across the map. Working on that cannon in the space of this. Some free hits on Fisheye's zealot. 1 cannon canceled. Nexus is up, so this is double production now for ByAxer, and again, he has the lead. Second zealot wiped out, but we've got a stream of zealots. How many zealots? We have 5 zealots making the way across in the space of this. 5 zealots ends up beating 2 cannons, even with this probe in the midst. It looks like Fisheye wisely and patiently keeping this back. We also have a proxy pylon to maybe get proxy gateway in the space of this. I don't know how this is going to turn out, honestly. Probes pulling off the line, want to try to get that weakened Zealot. Here come the rest of the Zealots across the field. 2 defending along with some probes. That cannon has some time before it's going to finish. Fisheye on a timer here. Now engaging, working on the near side cannon. Looks like that cannon is going to finish, but 2 Zealots right on top of it. 3rd Zealot right there. Another cannon finishes. Zealots look like they're getting cleaned up, so it looks like Fisheye is going to end up being repelled. He had the shield battery alongside, and that was a big investment for naught. So Byaxter getting aggressive and playing a little bit nuts, and now is going to have a massive economic lead as far as a follow-up. Huge. So 6 worker lead in the space of this, and we got, what, a shield battery lost and a lot else. However, we still don't have an assimilator. So we'll see what happens. Fisheye down 6 workers and is going, and that deficit is going to continue. I don't think I've ever seen that, by the way. A Zealot running across the map, and I don't know that that would be possible without, and he's continuing it. Byaxter continuing to run forward is going to get the scouting information for sure out of the space of this, but basically sacrificing the Zealot. A gigantic walking observer here is effectively what it is. So able to confirm the Nexus and draw back. It looks like 2 additional Zealots drawing back. I'm not sure where these Zealots came from. They might have just not been dedicated to the fight, or maybe Fisheye drew them off in the space of everything else. But this is a lot of resources that are not going to go to work now for Fisheye, unfortunately. And he is way, way, way behind. So now we'll wait and see what the final count is as the Nexus finishes. But right now we've got an 8 worker deficit, 10 worker deficit. Holy cow. 10 worker deficit as the Nexus finishes. Massive, massive deficit here for Fisheye. Woo. All right. And that was very nutty. I've never seen a PvP like that. What a game 1 to start us off on. Fisheye has a lot of resources banked. I do like that Byaxter's keeping the Zealot active, because one macro response might have been to go for a quick 3rd Nexus, recognizing you have Zealots in map control. Looks like the Zealot's checking out that 12 o'clock location. For Fisheye, you can see he's still banking the additional resources to drop a Nexus potentially. So I'm wondering, once the Zealot's cleared up, if he is in fact, never mind, Byaxter, look at this. Byaxter creating chaos. This is a huge risk. Are you kidding me? He's grabbing a 3rd base himself with the 10 worker lead, bottom right. I don't know that this is a throw or not. He's going to have that pylon. He can drop some cannons, potentially. Fisheye, with the delayed observer, not going to be able to see it. So Byaxter going very, very aggressive, very creative in the space of this. Saying, okay, not only do I have the worker, like, just in case, and I think he recognized, okay, maybe Fisheye, you're going to go for an additional base. Well, if you're going for additional base, guess what? I've already got it. Holy cow. And that was a significant risk, because he's sending more units out, by the way, in the space of this. Despite and it looks like he is going to have range done earlier, but just incredible aggression here from Byaxter on multiple fronts. And you can see Fisheye scouting all over the map, and unfortunately just not scouting the nearby location to find the aggressive quick 3rd. Also, Fisheye going to end up down, so the 2 Dragoons, yeah, spotting there. This Zealot's going to come across, and these 2 Dragoons now working as observers as well to see whether that army's making its way across. And Fisheye's got to be like, this is a keyboard flip moment right there. Zealot dies along the cannon lines. Holy cow. How many gateways we got in the midst of this? We've got 6 gateways. Byaxter up a massive amount of workers. We'll see if that continues. He's a little bit late on the robotics overall, but we didn't see a robotic support bay. It's just observers in the space of this. The observers, I don't think, are going to provide a lot of help. In the meantime, 8 gateways down for Byaxter. His army is smaller, but Fisheye at cross positions, I don't know that he's going to be able to capitalize. Is Byaxter setting up for yet another Nexus? You got to be kidding me. No, it looks like he's just scouting. I think he's just scouting to see if a proxy Nexus was built. Fisheye making his way across. Byaxter also making straight way to just dropping everything, getting Templar Archives. Just going to go ahead and skip Reaver play. Dragoons getting pushed back, which gives Byaxter some forewarning. Does Byaxter have enough of an attack force now to defend that 3 o'clock is the next question. keep in mind he's got 4 cannons here, so no worries there. Zealot leg speed is not that far off, and he's got +1 weapons. Zealot leg speed plus +1 weapons really negates a lot of the Dragoon damage. So Fisheye has a razor thin timer here to maybe assault into this, but he would still need to end up with a more effective trade and this is at cross position, keep in mind. Fisheye now going ahead and grabbing his third potentially, but this is still behind. He's still, that 10 worker deficit has been here. Fisheye recognizing he needs to do something, now engaging. Fortunately, he's doing it ahead. A Dark Templar trying to join the fray in the space of this, but they're going to get wiped out. And it looks like Byaxter, yeah, able to melt a lot of this and push a lot of it back. He just had too much with that 10 worker lead. And now Fisheye scrambling back, loses an additional Dragoon. So Byaxter with a 20 supply lead, a good portion of that is in workers. He's got great 3 base saturation to work with. And Fisheye still hasn't dropped his third in the midst of all this. Great positioning here for Byaxter. Great, fantastic positioning. Additional forge getting dropped, by the way, to continue that upgrade advantage. Not sure what the plays are here from Fisheye as well. He's at a lower gateway count. He's got a smaller economy. Bunch of zealots with zealot leg speed scrambling. Honestly, with the zealot leg speed, I'm surprised that Fisheye is even moving into this, is that army's now getting surrounded, doing what it can. Also, at close position, I think Fisheye was just hoping to get some favorable trades with some micro in the space of this, and instead is just losing a little bit of army. Or is maybe trying to create distractionary attack to keep Byaxter off that third base, but Byaxter not his foot straight on the gas pedal here in game 1. Instead, diving straight into this. He's already got a probe at 12 o'clock, making sure that base hasn't gotten grabbed. Assaulting all the way across. The Zealots getting some good surrounding on those Dragoons. Byaxter taking game 1 convincingly. 6 o'clock base, looks like that Nexus is being built. I presume once these Dragoons are wiped out, that'll be GG from Fisheye. We'll have to see. He's kind of lingering a bit in this match. Maybe a little bit frustrated, and maybe because it is a grand final, he's not wanting to call it just yet. Probe's pulling off the line to try to defend here against this, but this is honestly just too much. The Zealot leg speed plus that +1 weapon is really shredding these Dragoons. And how now the Probe's trying to pull back the deal with the Zealots there. This is going to be a dead natural expansion, and we have more units marching across. Could just be one of those things where it's like tax their APM. You can see Bags are still at full throttle here, and Fisheye dedicating a little bit less APM in the midst of this. There's GG. Game 1 going to Byaxter with crazy counterattack. Incredible. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.